Welcome to your favorite Tennessee Titans podcast, Tennessee Titans Weekly. Jacques.
Hawk.
What up, folks? What is going on? Good evening, good morning, whatever time it is your way. The Tennessee Titans with a victory today against the New England Patriots, 20-17. The Tennessee Titans with a late push going into overtime to win the game with a field goal there and then ending the game with an interception. So for those that are just joining us, man, hey, we appreciate y'all joining here on the show. Jacques, as we always do, man, follow us here on Bleacher Report. Our name captions is at the bottom there at Lorenzo_the Hawk. We got at Jacques Merrill as well. We're on YouTube at Tennessee Titans Weekly. We're on Apple. We're on Spotify. We're out there, Jacques.
Yes, sir. And again, thank you, Bleacher Report, for this opportunity, man. We really appreciate that. But let's get into it, man.
Yes, sir.
Winning overtime wasn't pretty, but give us the main reason why the Titans won this game.
So this game, as you said, was I'd rather watch my toenails grow than watch, based upon this game here, right? And that's not a pretty sight. But looking at as to why the Titans won this game, I think overall, man, has been the play of the run offense. And I look at, Tony Pollard, the way he ran the football today, man, he ran with efficiency. He ran very well today. He had 128 yards rushing today on 28 carries, man. So looking at, lack of turnovers, but a big part of that is the offensive line blocking very well up front. The New England Patriots is 28th in the league in run defense. So their run defense isn't good. And then you look at it overall, Tony Pollard was running with a purpose. I think that was huge for us in controlling this football game and not putting it squarely on the hands of Mason Rudolph and the offense, though many receivers were dropping passes and Mason was missing throws. So, I just think we were being very efficient in running the football with Tony Pollard. He had a hell of a game. Tony Pollard has been the bright spot of this offense all season long. I really like the fact that he played very well today against a very poor run defense. Again, almost 400 yards of total offense, and the majority of a lot of portion of that is the run game. So 5 yards per play. Tony Pollard leads the league in rush yards after contact. That's incredible. That's some Derrick Henry type of stuff. So I really like the run game and how we ran the ball very well. So that's the primary reason why we won today. What about for you, Jacques? What's the main reason why we won this game today?
The defense helped out too. The last blunder that they had, but they were able to hold the Patriots when they needed to. And again, we played Titan ball on defense. You're not going to run on the Titans, so it made Drake Maye have to be one-dimensional where he had to throw the ball, and it created turnovers too. That's another thing. They did get 2 turnovers from today. I think they were both by Amani Hooker, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, he got 2 picks, man. So defense did something that will help them in the stat column when it comes to continue to be that number 1 defense. I know people are like, well, it's almost like a smoke screen when it comes to that, but shout out to them. And the offensive line is getting I think the focal point for me, like you said, TP, and also I like what the offensive line is starting to do and become, if that makes sense. They're starting to become, and they're starting to wake up, and they're blocking very, very well. And that's one thing I'm really happy about. From a future perspective. Now, we did lose Cushenberry. I don't know how hurt he is, but that's a big focal point of this offensive line that we need him because Levine is not bad, but you can tell some of those snaps were bobbled. Some of those snaps that he were hiking was high. So that's something that we're going to have to definitely get fixed as soon as possible. Hopefully it's nothing too serious. I pray it's not, but hey, that's for me.
Yeah. Facts, no paper, Jacques. And we got that poll question out there as well as to why the Tennessee Titans won this game. So, Jacques, I'm going to swing another question to you as well, man. So, looking at this game as well, man, again, the Tennessee Titans with the victory 20-17 over the New England Patriots. The Titans now are 2-6. So, looking at this, Jacques, how do you feel about the win, just in general? And with that as well, what do you think about Brian Callahan's play calling today?
Okay, I'm gonna go to the play caller first. I like the play caller, man. It's improving each game, right? He was getting the receivers where they were running their routes in space, a lot of good crossers. Something that I'm starting to see is what he talked about, and it's starting to show, right? And again, you have to have your players to execute that. I can't continue to say, well, Brian Callahan's system is trash, but the players are not executing it. So I like this play calling. From how I feel today, again, I think we talked about this, Hawk. This is one game that we kind of knew we had a shot to win. And it's almost like I feel okay about it. It's like, hey, we did what we did. I would like to see a more dominant win, if that makes sense, especially if we're going to keep up with the big dogs, to say the big high powered teams. Do I see that happening? No. So this you still kind of struggled against a trash. I'm not gonna call them trash. A Patriots team that's not good, right? You still struggled against them. So I think that's my biggest takeaway from today from those two questions. What about you, Hawk?
So facts, no paper. How I feel about this win as well, man. The New England Patriots is a terrible football team. Let's just be honest here. They are offensively struggling. They're worse. They're in last place in passing offense. So I didn't anticipate them scoring a lot of points. And this was one game I felt that we had an opportunity to win. So, the whole game was, of course, we watched the entire game and we, looked through it through a fine-tooth comb. But overall, we should beat the Patriots. We're a better football team than the Patriots, though they are a terrible football team. So, yes, I do think that it could have been more of an overwhelming victory, but it wasn't. It took to overtime to get this. I thought it was a lot of different situations where we could have taken advantage. It was a lot of drop passes, a lot of penalties. Those things there made me feel like, man, this win is just the Patriots just not a good football team. So we won. We'll take the victory. We'll go from there. Not overly excited, but we'll take it. And as far as Brian Callahan's play calling, I felt his play calling got a bit better towards the end of the game. I felt that he was able to utilize Tony Pollard with him running so well to open up the playbook just a little bit. I just think as well, too, you're going against a really bad defense. So, I don't – it's not anyone on the New England Patriots scares me on defense. So, I don't think you had to be just great to go against their defense, honestly. You know what I mean? So, I felt he got better as the game went on. Now, Ja, I think there's some games that Callahan has not been the best in play calling, but I felt today was his best job that he's done this season in play calling today. And, I'll take the win. We'll take the win, man.
Yep. It sounds like you lukewarm too.
Yeah, lukewarm on the win. Yes, lukewarm. Yes,
you sound lukewarm. I'm with you, bro. I think it's like, that's okay. So Hawk, after 9 games, what is your assessment of Callahan?
So Brian Callahan is a rookie. He's a rookie head coach. I still think that Callahan throughout the season has made some grave mistakes in some games. I know it takes time to learn and those things. Looking at it after 9 games, I think, I'm looking at progress. I'm looking to see if there's been progress. Today, I saw the most progress today. But again, I wonder if that X factor being the Patriots defense, if they played against a better defense, would that be different? Tony Pollard helped out with that. So I think if anything, he allowed Mason Rudolph not to be in positions to make a lot of mistakes. So to me, that's progress. That's putting your players in the best position when Tony Pollard's your best player and you're looking at Nick Westbrook-Akina, put him in positions to score touchdowns. He's had 4 games in a row, 4 touchdowns. So it's like, okay, this guy's getting open. They're covering Calvin Ridley. Let's change it up a bit. So this game here was the best game that I saw him play, coach, so far this season. I think Brian Callahan has been very inconsistent throughout the season on certain things. It's not so much play calling; it's more decision making. Is making sure when you have 4 downs in one up in the red zone, you throw it 4 times. Those type of things, right? So those are the things I want to see him get better as far as decision making. I did see that improve today. If I gave him a grade so far after 9 games, I'm giving Brian Callahan a C- right now, Jock. So what about you, man?
Man, again, I expect this from a rookie head coach that's calling plays. Again, I'm a component of I don't like my head coaching calling plays. If that's offense or defense, I specifically want you to task that to a specific OC or DC. That I just never liked that. So from this game, like you said, I like each game. I'm looking for small wins and small ways of when it comes to play calling. And like you said, he did a pretty decent job today with what he had to work with. Grade wise, I'm gonna give him a C as well. I think the majority of people are giving him a C as well, which is good. Man, you're still passing, right? It's just when you don't have your personnel and your specific things that you need, it really shows. So that's for me. I give him a C, man.
All right. Okay. All right, Jacques. Okay. All right. So in this particular game, again, for those that just joined the show, the Tennessee Titans with the win today, 20-17 against the New England Patriots. So Mason Rudolph, he was 20 for 33, 240 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 1 interception today. How do you feel he played today versus the New England Patriots?
Oh, I mean, he looked like Mason Rudolph. Like he did some good things. He did some bad things, but he did pretty solid where he made up for the mistake that he did with the interception, which it's like a ticky-tacky thing. It's almost like he threw it too high, but at the same time, Chig should have had that. And I didn't like the personnel in that particular. If I got to criticize Callahan on something, I would like a quicker receiver in that particular personnel package. Like, don't put Chig right there. You might want to put Calvin in the slot and let Calvin go. He has better hands than Chig, right? But
We
other
think
than that, huh?
with Calvin
Yeah,
Ridley,
well,
we
that's true.
think. But go ahead, man.
You would think you're right.
Yeah.
But I give him a B, man. I give him a solid B, man, because again, he threw 2 touchdowns. He was efficient when he needed to. Again, he made that one mistake, but he was driving us downfield. So I give him a B. What about you, Hawk?
Facts, no paper. When I look at Mason Rudolph today, I think one thing you're going to keep hearing me say about this game is a bad defense, right? The Patriots. So I am somewhat discrediting the Titans a little bit because of the team that we played today. I am. Yeah, so I'm not looking at a big bowl of cereal right now. You know what I'm saying? I put it like this: I got cereal in front of me, but there's no milk in it. So we won the game. I'll take that. You played to win. Get that, right? But I am saying that Mason Rudolph, I'd give him a B- today because, again, he is a backup quarterback. But Mason Rudolph made some mistakes. Mason Rudolph as well, there's certain reads he made that, just like Rudolph, you've been in the league for 6 years, man. You got to make better reads in some regard. But, there were times he ran the ball well on certain situations. Yeah, I was shocked to see that. He did make some good throws. Now, I got to give Mason Rudolph credit. He put the ball in positions of, say, Calvin Ridley, who had 2 drops today, like real bad drops. Mm-hmm. The Chick touchdown to be was high, yes, but I do expect an NFL paid player to make some catches like that. That caused the interception. So the INT on Mason Rudolph, I'm not going to say it was him throwing it directly to a DB or in a bad spot. He threw it kind of high, but I would say, man, I think Mason Rudolph did about as good as I could expect from him right now. You know what I'm saying? So, I think with a more of a competent quarterback against this Patriots defense, we could have scored 30 points.
Yeah, we could have waked them up, yeah.
But we only had 20 points against a bad defense.
Right.
And we had 17 points when the game was over before overtime. So I will give him a B- to Mason Rudolph today.
You got it.
Yep.
Well, good stuff, Hawk. Facts, no paper. So, Hawk, with that being said, for the rest of the year, we beat like you said, oh my God. I'll get to that in a minute. We beat a bad football team, man. And with that being said, with the rest of our schedule and how our schedule looks, will this be the only game that we win for the rest of the season?
So, Jacques, Vegas has us down as winning 6 games. This is only our second game that we won. So if you look at the remaining schedule right now, you can see it there on the board. We have the next game we have, and I'll be in LA. I can't wait to get there. We got the Chargers, and then we got the Vikings, the Texans, the Commanders, the Jags, the Bengals, and those teams. I'm not saying that's a scary schedule. I don't think so. Like that's. I think we might win one more game. One. Maybe the Jags. Ladies and gentlemen, we're not a good football team, folks. And the thing that kind of pisses me off in a way is we did not go into the season thinking this.
Yep.
Vegas didn't think this. Yep. I don't think anyone thought we would be 3-14 when this season's over with, right? We knew we'd be kind of a mid-tier team or whatever like that. So, when I think of how things have come about, it's like, man, we have to just get better into next season and those things. I'm really shocked of how bad it's been for us. But I would say I would go at least one more game, maybe the Jags. I would have said the Texans because they would have benched their players at the end of the season. But the Texans have their struggles and trying to get to the playoffs. They need as many AFC wins as they can. So they're going to probably play all their players even against us and beat us. But I'd say one game max. And that's bad. I'm saying 3 games this season. 3. So I'm going to say one more game max. What about you, Jacques?
And this when you're trying to play divisional opponents because we still got to play the Colts again. We do got to play the Colts and the Jags and the Texans. Um, I mean, it depends on which Jags team shows up. The Jags team that wants to put up some points, or Jags team that just want to be lazy, right? And I think our problem, and you've said it, and we've all said it, and I think it was time we're beating a dead horse, is we can't put up points. We can't score enough points.
Yep.
That's the problem. And the teams that we have remaining on the schedule, LA, the Vikings, the
The
Texans,
Commanders.
the who?
The
The
Commanders.
Commanders. Those teams can put up points and they can put up points fast. I would say I would equate it to like how the Lions were, right? The way we played against the Lions is the way you're going to see teams that can put up points are, right?
Yep.
Again, I could say maybe one more, but I'm even iffy on that because you just don't know from an injury perspective. Like I said, the Christian Barry injury is huge because now you lose your starting center. And how does that affect the quarterbacks going forward as well, right?
Yep.
Yeah, we're a physical team in the AFC. Yeah, I get that. But being physical now, we're starting to see people go down. Jeffrey got hurt. I don't know if people peeped that too. He got hurt. Quandre Diggs is hurt. So that's huge from a safety perspective. So now our secondary is thin. So now we're looking at another issue. Right now, I'm going to give it a lukewarm one more game. But I'm even kind of iffy on that also because of, like you said, we played a bad team. And I can only imagine what LA is going to do to us with Molden, Bud Dupree, Christian Fulton. Don't you know them boys over there like this? They like,
Yep.
oh yeah, y'all let us
Yeah.
go. We about
That's
to
right.
act a fool on y'all. So we're not being Debbie Downers, but it's just being realistic, to say
Yeah.
the least.
Yeah. For sure. For sure,
And I
Jacques.
know
For
some
sure.
Titans fans get upset with that, where you guys, and not just us, but other Titans fans, other Titans media telling the truth. Like, a lot of people don't want to hear the truth, right? But that's the truth.
Yeah, yeah. And ladies and gentlemen, the Patriots are a bad football team, y'all. They suck. They're terrible, bro. And we barely beat these guys, man. Like that to me is an eye opener for me. So I agree, Jacques. Agreed. So for those that are just checking us out again, follow us here on Bleacher Report as well as on Instagram at Tennessee Titans Weekly. We're on Apple. We're on Spotify. We're on YouTube. Subscribe to us. And Jacques, before we get to the live chop up, bro, I got to ask you this question about this game.
Mhm.
Yes, we won this football game, bro. But what would you say is something that we needed to keep our eye on? What was the bad? Maybe what was the bad part of this game for the Titans, man?
Penalties. Penalties are killing us, man. I mean, this is the second
Woo!
week in a row penalties have destroyed us. I think we had what was the stat line on that? What was the stat
With
line?
penalties. Oh,
Yeah.
I'd have to look. But
Yeah,
you
that
you good?
the stat line on penalties, 10 penalties, excuse me,
Yep,
were
10
horrible.
penalties. Yep,
10
10
penalties for what? I
penalties.
say 80 yards, was 70 or 80 yards?
67 yards.
67 yards. Yeah, those are drive killers, right?
Yep, yep.
Especially when we have positive yards and it's stupid penalties too, hands to the face, legal shift, boneheaded things that literally can get us and lose us the game like we've been doing. So for me, if I gotta take a bad note from this game, it's a bunch of bad. It's a bunch of bad in this game, even though we won the game.
Yeah,
Penalties was a big killer, man. Because even the Patriots penalty stat line was horrible too. So it was just a horrible, sloppy game.
yeah, yeah,
What about you,
yeah.
Hawk?
So I'm gonna put a picture up here, man. You see this guy right here? Who is this guy?
Special
Somebody.
teams.
Can
That's
somebody can
special teams.
somebody answer that question? Who is this guy right here, man? Who is this guy right here, bro?
Mr.
The
Special
whole
Teams.
game, he had his hands over his head, like, man, the whole game he was like this, right? Colt Anderson in special teams. Our special teams has been horrible, horrible. Even today, right? We almost had a fumble from Jaquan Jackson. We had situations again. When you look at the Patriots, Chris Jones is arguably the best kickoff punt returner in the league. And when I think about that, again, that's a problem. We're continuing to kick. And I think to me, the biggest issue is when you look at Ryan Stonehouse's numbers, he had 233 yards punting. So like, oh my gosh, he's about to be in the Hall of Fame. That's 47 yards a punt. You know the problem with Stonehouse? He kicks line drivers. So what happens is your players don't have enough time to get downfield and even to brace themselves for him running back full speed, and you're trying to run to him at certain angles. I think if anything, man, coaching wise, we got to coach Stonehouse enough to kick the ball and give it some more hang time. He's kicking straight line drivers. Guys are catching the ball at full speed, and you automatically get 20 yards just off the rip based on the players coming through. So special teams has been a problem all season long. It's actually terrible. Actually, it's bad. You know what I mean? When I saw the PFF rankings before the game, we were 31 in the league in special teams. I can only imagine where we are right now, man. Okay, so I think special teams has been a huge issue for us this game and for the whole season, man. So that's where I'm at with that, man. So, so cool. Well, we are about to get into our favorite part of the show, Jacques, man. As you folks already know, man, the live chop up. This is your opportunity to ask us questions, man, to chop up in the ingredients, to ask us those questions. We'll fire them off. If you're listening or watching us on another platform outside of Bleacher Report, it's not going to show live. But, again, feel free to put comments in the comment section. But let's go for it, man. What's up? What's happening, folks?
Hey, TK funny, man. T. Kelly
What's
is
up, T.
hilarious.
Kelly? What's happening?
He said, I expect the Titans to dominate and win the next several games.
Wow. Jacques, do you feel like that?
No. No,
Yeah.
I don't. We haven't put up a dominant anything in almost, let's say about a year and a half. No, I mean, you can say the Dolphins game, but I mean, but when I think of domination, I think of I feel easy. I feel like we easily dominated this team. I feel like the Lions felt last week. Lions really they didn't have to do nothing. They dominated that game.
Facts,
Titans haven't dominated anything since Derrick Henry left. I mean, I remember when we used to dominate certain teams. You're like, oh, we just ran amok on them. And like,
that's right, bro.
There's no domination in this team's vocabulary at all.
Facts.
Now Hooker did dominate today. I like that. I do.
Yeah.
Again,
against a rookie quarterback and a bad football team.
He did.
31 in the league, 32 in the league in passing.
Yep.
We're 31. They're 32. Two of the worst
crazy.
passing teams against each other today. I wish I had toilet paper because I would almost call this the toilet bowl.
Yep. Pollard did dominate as well. I got to give Pollard his credit 100%. Can't take that away from him. He dominated. He did.
The O-line dominated today.
Hey, I'm giving O-line credit for these past couple of games, actually, because Mason's had time to get in there and actually go through his reasons, progressions. I know we've trashed the offensive line for years. Now it's time to give them their credit and their flowers when they do well. So,
right.
I mean, I've noticed people kind of being quiet on that front, but I know me and you have been kind of like, nah, they've been doing their thing. So yeah, shout out to the O-line, man. Again, Christian Berry injury kind of hurts. Chig did not dominate.
He did not. Chig did not dominate.
Chig did not dominate. Jay Burks 84 says, if Levis misses more games, is going to make his leash longer where they would give him another chance next season? That is a great question. Hawk, what do you think about that question?
Is this going to make his leash longer? Will they have to give him another chance next season? I think it depends. I do not think Will Levis will be going into the next season. We're going to be like, oh yeah, he's our quarterback. So I think if anything, based on where we draft, I don't know where we're drafting right now with this win, and I know there's probably fans like, damn, I want us to lose, right? So we can be in a certain spot next year in the draft. But I think if anything, if we are in the top 3, we're going to draft a quarterback. Or if we're not, we're going to bring a big free agent in at quarterback. It'll be a competition. So I don't think it's at least longer for Will Levis. Will Levis has not answered the call as a starting quarterback for this football team. Nope. The quarterback position is the reason why we're in this spot now.
Yep.
So no, he's out of. I think the leash is super long right now for Will Levis, and I think if he comes back this season healthy, even if next week or two, even with Mason Rudolph, Jacques, I would still start Will Levis.
Yeah,
I start him.
I expect it. I expect it. Yeah, I expect it. I mean, you don't want to get into a situation how the Giants are in right now. The Giants are in purgatory, and they're in contractual purgatory because of Daniel Jones and how trash he is. Daniel Jones is atrocious, okay? Just to say the least. So, I mean, no matter what, you're going to have to – I mean, they say they've seen enough. In today's league, you kind of know in the first year or two if their quarterbacks are going to be solid. You know what I mean? So, how is Christian Berry? That's a great question. I don't know, man. He was balking. He walked to the locker room. Hopefully, I mean, fingers crossed. I'm hoping he's okay because we need him.
Yep.
But I don't know. Nick Akina Westbrook got a touchdown. I give it credit. But did he dominate? No. Got a touchdown. But Brownlee
Arden Key
continues.
was somebody. Arden Key he played solid today.
Man,
BTIN said, yeah, agreed.
you hear what they said. He'll probably be the next to get traded. It wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would not surprise
Yeah.
me one bit if we trade him. Has cost the Titans.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So T. Kelly, you're saying bad coaching has cost the Titans this year. So those first couple of games where Will Levis threw that dumb interception, he did it again the second game. He acted a fool the third game. You don't think that equates to what has cost us those games? Because we were in those games.
But you know what, Jacques? I do think that's what you just said is absolutely a part of most of the pie, right? Most of it. But I think bad coaching was a part of it too. I do think that too.
But I expect
and not so much play calling, just more of
decision
recognition.
Yeah.
You know, and we know he's a rookie.
Yeah. Who you talking about? Callahan?
Callahan, yeah.
Well, he needs to stop calling plays. In my opinion, you need to give that task to an offensive coordinator, and you focus on your management of your team, man. That's just how I look at that. I just don't like my coaches being play callers as well, because it just distracts them from what they need to be. Some answers he has, I'm like, sometimes I was like, it's just distractions. It's like, man, you got this job over here, you're doing it, and you're doing this job also. So
yeah. Facts.
If we run, we win. What happens when we run up against a team that's dominant in the run? Then what do? We have to pass.
Yep, because there's going to be teams that's going to stop us. We're not a top 5 run offense. Let's not get it confused, right?
Yeah.
If the Pro Bowl started today, or if they was looking at All Pro, Tony Pollard's not making that team. So you know, he's a very good running back, yes, but I'm not like, oh, we're going to win a bunch of games because of it, you know. And you know, we're gonna go against some good run defenses for sure, you know. And so Jacques.
Hawk, can you hear me? Shoot, Hawk. Damn. Hawk must have had something good he was about to say. Come on, talk to me, Hawk. I think I might know what he was about to say, ladies and gentlemen. Hold on. Does anybody know the draft order as we currently speak? Does anybody have that information? Because I'm curious on what the draft order is since we won our second game. I know the Panthers won today also, so I'm very curious about that. Let's see here. Yeah, Hawk is in. He's in purgatory himself. So let's see here. Agree, Nick Holtz. Yeah, T. Kelly. I'm telling you, man, let him call the plays unless he don't trust them. Let him call the plays, because he needs to focus on head coaching versus doing what he's doing. You know, T. Kelly, a fullback, I wouldn't be mad at that, because a lot of teams don't use fullbacks now, but some of the run heavy teams do. So I would like that. But I mean, again, we relied heavily on the run today, which worked. So keep doing what works. But again, eventually you're going to have to switch it up when it's time to go up against specific teams. I think that's my focal point, is like, hey, today was good play call and good trickery at times, but you still need a dominant quarterback to get this thing cracking. And I'm gonna tell y'all what I look at. And just a prime example of the Commanders. The Washington Commanders, I think, are 7-2 now, I believe, with a rookie quarterback at the helm. And he is playing amazing, right? So let's see here. It's Mr. Nick says.
My bad, Jacques.
Oh, no, you good. I figured you was in purgatory. Mr. Nick says, really's playing solid now. D-Hop's gone. Yes, he is. He's dropped a couple of passes, but he is. Hawk, what was your thought? What was you about to say before you got interrupted?
Okay. So looking at this game, I was able to pull up the draft. It seemed like when I did that is when they cut me off here. All right. So I'm going to share with y'all where the Tennessee Titans would be as of right now, at this moment, at this second in the draft. All right. I know you all want the Titans to finish top 2, top 3. If for those in the comment section, where do you want the Titans to draft, man? Because this win, because there were so many teams that were 2-6, now we're in the mix with them right now. We have one less game than most of these teams because we already got a bye week. So the draft started today. You know what is not in here? Oh man, hold up. I'll pull this up here. So You know where we would draft right now, Jacques, man? Right now, the Titans would be drafting number 9 in the draft, bro. As of right at this second. We'd be number 9 in the draft. Number 9.
There you go, people.
Yep.
There you go.
Yep.
Who's
number 9?
Number 1? Is it the Panthers still number 1
today? Nope. The Patriots are number 1. The Saints
Patriots
are number 2.
1. Ain't that something?
Yep.
There you go.
So I'm gonna pull this up here. I don't know why I did not pull here, but the Patriots.
I see it.
Okay.
I see it.
The Patriots. Let me pull this here. It's not allowing me. There it is. All right. I'm gonna pull. Okay, here it is. The Patriots, number 1. The Saints, the Panthers, the Browns, the Raiders, the Giants, the Dolphins, the Jags, and the Titans.
Yep. Raiders moving up there too. Raiders
be number 9.
You know what? And Mr. Nick says he doesn't want a quarterback. He doesn't want to start over a quarterback. So, Mr. Nick, let me ask you a question. What would you do at quarterback? Because if you ride with Will Levis next season, your ticket sales are about to plummet. Your morale going into the season is about to plummet. Now, Hawk, your scenario that you put out there where we would get a veteran quarterback to come in here and kind of be a bridge type thing, it's cool. But at this point, number 9, I don't know, bro.
Number 9 right now.
I don't know. And that's just right now, of course. Yeah. We got other teams, but the way the NFL is looking, we got a lot of trash, a lot of bad football plays. So this makes sense. This makes sense.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, man.
So who would you draft at 9? That's a great question, man.
It does. Yep. Number 9.
Maybe a receiver.
The best receiver on the board.
Yeah, the best
on the board,
or best player.
I'd trade up.
I would try. I'm with you. I would try. Yeah. With that being said, I'm not excited. I was excited, but now I'm kind of like, nah. Now I'm more nah.
Yep.
Levin has proven he's not the guy. Is that okay? How much more do you have to see him? I agree with you, bro. I'm in agreement with you. I agree with you.
Yep. So, all right. Well, folks, we want to say thank you all for watching the show, folks. As again, the Tennessee Titans with the victory today over the New England Patriots, 20-17. The Titans again with the home victory. They play the Chargers next. Again, we want to say thank you all again. Follow us here on Bleacher Report. We are here. We have our names at the bottom there at Lorenzo_the_Hawk. We got at Jacques Merrill. We're on YouTube at Tennessee Titans Weekly. Subscribe to us there. We have merchandise as well at Tennessee Titans Weekly at Teespring. That's TEE Spring. We're on Apple. We're on Spotify. Man, we're on all platforms, man. We're out here. We're covering the Titans. We've been doing this for years. We're going to continue. That's what we do. Bleacher Report, what's happening?
Hey, appreciate y'all again. Thank you, Bleacher Report, for this opportunity. Thank y'all for participating in the show, man. And again, tighten up, great win. And let's get to LA. Hawk, you be going to LA. So, man, hey, do your thing and take us on out of here, Hawk.
Yes, sir. Yep. Well, have a great rest of your day, folks. As we always say and as we always do, folks, facts,
no paper. Hey, you froze.